If you're looking for information on how to stop drinking alcohol, this video is going to be the opposite of what everybody else is telling you to do. I personally haven't drank alcohol for 2 full years, and I did it without AA, willpower, or rehab. But back in the day, I did have a pretty severe drinking problem. Here's the thing, once you finish watching this video and you understand how to stop drinking alcohol the right way, the penny drops. You won't need willpower, you won't need meetings, and you won't need to change the habit. At this point, you may well believe that you need all of these things. You may believe that you need willpower, you may believe that you have to attend meetings forever, and you may believe that you need to call yourself an alcoholic. Do you know what? Some people are absolutely fine doing that. But I tried it and it didn't work for me. I listened to what everybody else told me that I should be doing for 10 years and nothing worked. Sure, it might have lasted for varying degrees of time, it might have lasted a few days or a few weeks, but I always felt like I was missing out. I was sober but miserable. There absolutely is another way, and it starts with watching this video in full. We're going to break down a number of things that will help you shift your mindset when you are thinking about how to stop drinking alcohol. And it all starts with using first principles thinking. It's the absolute key to breaking free from this misery. So let's get stuck in and look at how to stop drinking alcohol in 3 simple steps. Now, the first thing is to ignore everybody else. They're all under a giant illusion. Now, this does sound a little bit counterintuitive, but when you're about to embark on this journey, you need to ignore almost everybody. And I'm not just talking about drinkers. Most of the time, you have to ignore almost every other person that is also sober. In particular, you have to ignore anybody that thinks there is a genuine pleasure to drinking alcohol. I know people that have been sober for 10 years and they still feel miserable. These are the people that you must ignore. Now, unless somebody has gone through first principles thinking and they understand the truth, you must ignore them. Now, I'm going to explain why, but I'll be honest with you, it might make you feel a bit uncomfortable if you haven't already removed the conditioning. We'll talk about the conditioning a little bit later on, but let's dive deeper into the giant illusion. 90% of the adult population believe that drinking alcohol provides some kind of benefit to their life. And if you ask most people why they drink alcohol, they'll all say a similar thing. I enjoy it. It relaxes me. I like the taste. I drink to have a good time. And a whole host of other reasons. The reality is that they're addicted to a drug. And these are just justifications that need dismantling through first principles thinking. But that's a little bit outside of the scope of this video. So, let's say you have a friend who's a normal drinker. This friend drinks a few nights a week after work. This friend also goes drinking a little bit more heavily at the weekends. You meet up with this friend and you go for a midweek dinner. You get to the restaurant and you order a lime and soda. Your friend orders a large glass of wine. You're having, a general conversation about work. Everything is just as normal. You're just chit-chatting away. All of a sudden, your friend asks you what you're drinking. Oh, it's just a lime and soda, you respond. I've actually stopped drinking for 2 weeks now. Your friend gives you a stark look. You mean you're not going to have a drink? They respond. Now, just for the record, there are a lot of people who will actually congratulate you at this point. However, a huge percentage of drinkers will start to feel uncomfortable, extremely uncomfortable. Most drinkers don't enjoy being the only drinker in a social situation. Drinkers know they're doing something completely ridiculous, drinking poison, and will now feel the need to defend their position. Now, they're going to do this in 2 ways. The first thing is that they may encourage you to drink. If you end up drinking, the drinker now no longer needs to question their own stupid behavior. They'll say things like, just have one, or go on, it's not like you're an alcoholic or something. Or they'll start justifying all of their reasons for drinking this addictive drug. And they'll usually do it without a prompt. I only drink to relax in the evenings, it helps me wind down after a long day of work, blah blah blah. Either way, this drinker thinks that they receive a genuine pleasure from drinking alcohol. This might sound strange, but you have to ignore what these drinkers are saying. These drinkers are under an illusion. They believe that alcohol gives them something. They think that there is a benefit to consuming this poison. If they understood the truth about alcohol, they simply wouldn't drink it. It would be a logical decision for them to stop. But 90% of adults have fallen for the illusion and they've fallen for the conditioning. If you want to know how to stop drinking alcohol, ignoring almost everybody and their opinion on alcohol is critical. Step 2 is to remove the societal conditioning. The next step is to totally remove the societal conditioning. Now, if you want to learn how to stop drinking alcohol, this step is arguably the most important one. You're probably wondering what exactly I mean by the conditioning. Well, the conditioning is what we've been subjected to since birth. We've been conditioned through sheer repetition to believe that alcohol gives us something. The movies, the TV series, the celebrities, the sponsorships, the endorsements at sporting games, ad infinitum. Almost everybody in our adult life has painted alcohol in a glamorous light. And when it comes to learning how to stop drinking alcohol, we have to remove this conditioning. Now, removing the conditioning isn't a straightforward process. It's essentially unlearning everything that you thought you knew about alcohol and then rebuilding it from the ground up. This is the exact process that I went through when I was figuring out how to stop drinking alcohol. And once I'd gone through it, it made the process of stopping simple, and I never feel like I'm missing out on something. I did it through a mental model called first principles thinking. I'm going to link you to a video in the description where I talk about this mental model in a bit more detail. What you essentially do is break down all of the beliefs and all of the conditioning that's been happening your entire adult life. You then simply rebuild those beliefs with a new level of awareness to form a new logical conclusion. You essentially build a totally new worldview. It's a new paradigm. You end up understanding alcohol exactly for what it is. It's very straightforward, but it does require a lot of introspection and work. This makes some people feel uncomfortable whilst they study it. However, feeling uncomfortable for a few days is much better than a lifetime of misery. I promise you one thing. If you stop drinking without doing this, you will feel deprived for the rest of your life. If you successfully get to the end of this process, you won't. Imagine stopping drinking and still thinking that stopping alcohol was a genuine sacrifice. You have to remove the conditioning. And then once you've done that, then you have to get yourself into the right frame of mind. And yep, that is step 3, is to get into the right frame of mind. Now, because 90% of drinkers believe that they are making a genuine sacrifice, they all start their approach the same way. They end up feeling a sense of doom and gloom. They look to the future and it just looks bleak. They're starting their journey with a negative mindset. They think they're about to take on some kind of big challenge, something that's going to be difficult and hard work. Now, this is the totally wrong way to go about things. You have to feel good about your decision. It's really not difficult to do this. It just takes some repetition and changes in the way that you think about your situation. You can be happy about your decision, providing that you've broken down all of the reasons that you think that you drink alcohol for. What you have to realize is that you're about to do something miraculous. You're about to do something that will change your life forever. And if you follow the approach that we talk about on this YouTube channel, then you start immediately going towards a better life for yourself. And providing that you've gone through the first principles approach, your mindset around stopping will be positive. It's what I did, and it's what all of the other Sober Clear members that I coach have done as well. Now guys, I do currently have a couple of spaces open for the Sober Clear coaching program. The Sober Clear coaching program is for people that are looking for a way to stop drinking that have tried everything. They may have tried rehabs, they may have tried AA, they may have tried willpower. Now the coaching is typically for ambitious people that want more from their life. It is not for people that want to complain and be negative, and that's not the type of person that this program is for. This program is for positive people, and they're usually professionals or entrepreneurs that have got their own business and they want to push things to the next level. They know that alcohol is the one thing holding them back. I'll leave that link in the description. There'll be a page, there'll be a video explaining how you can apply for the coaching. There'll be all the reviews on there and you can have a look at that. And if you want to apply for the coaching call, I recommend to do it ASAP before all the spots fill out. Guys, if you want to learn more about the 4 stages of giving up drinking or a bit more about my story, then click the videos on the screen now.